to a successful business, real estate or whatever they want to do.
Now, do you think that you're having a better success in these programs mainly because the real estate market has pretty much taken a dive and people are looking for new and more innovative ideas to implement in their business in the real estate, or whether it be just, any kind of business?
It's almost like a two-sided question. The reason why is when real estate was booming, our event, I think we could have sold out months in advance instead of just a couple weeks in advance, because everybody heard that somebody else was making a lot of money, so they're like, oh, I want to be in that next event. I've got to learn how to do it. Now I truly believe it's actually dropped off. We're still selling out, and thank God we are. We keep on hearing rumors that we're the only company in the state of Florida that's selling out real estate events right now. But, a couple of years ago with Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the Russ Whitneys, even Donald Trump's, they still pack out venues. But, they also spend $100,000 or $200,000 on marketing for that. I could honestly say that I think we've done almost everything grassroots. And we've had just a lot of help, great friends, and we've been packing out these venues.
Now, do you find that people are traveling great distances to be at your events?
Yes, we have a lot of people that fly in all over the country, to be honest with you. Tomorrow I'm actually picking up one of them from New York City. He didn't have a ride, so I told him, I said, I don't mind helping you out, at least, getting you to your hotel. But we've got New York City, we've got Hawaii, California, a lot of people from Texas, Alabama, they're driving in. And it was for the first venue also. We had a lot of people that flew in. So people, for some reason, are hearing about what we're doing. They're intrigued about it. And I believe we're doing something fresh and new. This is not something that, again, it's not a sell-a-thon, which a lot of people you're going to hear about, oh, well, come get this free book and go to this event. But then when you get there, you're pitched the $2,000 product or the $1,800 product, and this one time only, it's going to be $599, whatever. That's not this event.
Now, why do the speakers who are, let's say, experts in these areas, like to come into your event and actually be presenters?
One is they get treated like gold. I truly believe if you're gonna put out your time, at least we could do is treat you like the king of your knowledge that you are. And that's exactly what we do. Another thing is obviously financial means. A lot of people, even though it's not a pitch fest at all, they don't even pitch a product. But a lot of people are intrigued, if they like the speaker, of what else does this guy have to offer. And so they'll go in the back room and they'll say, look, Mr. Walter Woofer, Eddie Speed, who's one of our featured speakers, what product do you have? I would like to learn more about you. And so they would receive any kind of product that they want, but that's from the customer initiating that instead of the speaker trying to throw it down the customer's throat.
So basically, people who come to these events have the opportunity some of the speakers actually have courses and other services that they actually implement.
Yes.
As a business, that those who are attendees have an opportunity to either learn more about or communicate or even purchase a course.
Exactly. And honestly, the funny part is we don't have a lot of speakers that have product. We have a lot of speakers that have been in the business 50, 60 years, but they just love to teach. And they would do it for nothing if they could help one person. And that's kind of what we're all about, and we're just going to see how this thing grows right now.
Now, you also have a segment of your program called the breakout session. What is the significance of what the breakout sessions are about?
Well, the breakout sessions is something totally different that I've never seen at an event. If you would go to, I'll just give you an example of like a Rich Dad seminar or something like that. Normally, you're going to have a main speaker, and that speaker is going to tell you about the next event, which, today's price is $4,000 to be at. So after that, you go to that $4,000 event. If there was any kind of questions you had for that speaker, you're just going to have to pray to God that you can get them answered at that event. But normally it's not going to happen because they have a set agenda that they have to meet in a timeline. What we did was with the breakout sessions, me and Corey's like, if we're going to do this, we got to do it our way. And so the breakout sessions is we take all the speakers, all 10 of the speakers. We have it at Stetson Law School, and we have 10 separate rooms. Every one of those rooms have a separate topic. So You have the first 5 minutes to get from your seat upstairs and go to the room that you want to learn more about. In about 2 minute span, that speaker is going to actually come inside that room. Now you have 45 minutes to ask that speaker as many questions as you want, intimately, one-on-one session, and you just ask whatever you want and whatever's on your mind. How can that speaker help you become better in your business? And now if you feel that you've got enough from that one speaker, you can close the door and go to another speaker down the hall. And that's, to me, what we did was totally different, totally out of the box. But it's something that me and Corey said, you know what, if we're going to do it, let's do it our way. And this is what I personally always wanted to see. That's what I tell people all the time. This is the event that I and Corey always wanted. And so we said, we can't find one. Why don't we create one? And that's what we did.
Now, you've been mentioning Corey Donahue.
Yes.
Tell the audience, who is Corey Donahue, so this way they're not sitting around wondering.
Corey Donahue.
Corey.
Corey Donahue is the co-founder of In the Trenches. He's a good friend of mine. He leads a branding meeting. He's a great real estate investor. He's going to be the next Jack Miller one day. I mean, he's a young individual that one day is going to really be something special when it comes down to the real estate and especially being a huge speaker across the nation. And I really think that In the Trenches is just on the start of really going nationwide. We're really close. We have another event in Orlando. It's our first time ever going to be in Orlando, but we've already started selling tickets there. And I have no idea where it's going, but we're going to just ride this ride out.
Well, it's going up.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the idea. I know you have an idea. It's going up.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, as the economy continues to stagnate,
mm-hmm.
I think more and more people are going to be finding that education is the key to changing their way of thinking from one way to a positive way and finding other opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you elaborated a little bit about how the breakout sessions work.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that after the event is over, the seminar, the audience is able to actually communicate on one-on-one basis or small group basis with the speakers and actually spend time with them.
Yeah, and that's the difference, because now the speaker knows his stuff. See, a lot of times if you go to any other venue, and I challenge people, go to a free event that these other people put on these other venues. A lot of times these speakers are just platform speakers. Now, the reason why I know that is a lot of them, I have a few of them that are my friends, and they would tell me, hey, we're just salespeople. I don't know anything about real estate at all. We're just selling what we're told to sell. And which is nothing wrong with that if that's the occupation they want to go with. But that's not the way that we wanted to do it. I didn't want any platform salespeople. I wanted people that really have done it, have really been in the trenches, and really have went through it. A lot of our speakers came from nothing. We have some that were extremely poor, and they started with nothing, and they just kept on pushing through, and they made something with themselves, and now they're financially free. That's the kind of people that I want at the seminars. And if as long as me and Corey are going to be in charge of these seminars, that's how it's always going to be.
And so basically, give us an instance on, you mentioned a couple of names. What is their specialties?
Well, we've had Eddie Speed that's going to be coming this weekend. Eddie Speed, I believe it's all about notes with him. He runs Colonial Funding out of California. It's the biggest private note holder company, I believe, in the United States of America. They have over $750 million worth of notes, and it's all privately held company. He runs that company.
So what he's going to be doing is teaching people of how to buy and sell notes, or what is it?
What he's going to be doing is he's going to teach you how to find good deals on notes. Now, this is the kicker. He will teach you how to find notes because his company wants to buy them off of you.
Ah, okay.
So for anybody coming to the event, you're looking at, if you just do a part-time job, and finding some notes, you could probably make a passive income of over $1,000 a month just off of coming to the event, learning something from one of these speakers, and real deal make some money off of it. And that's what we want.
So you're going to have someone who is an expert.
Yes.
And his business is primarily moving notes around, buying, selling, and whatever else he does. He's going to explain that during the course.
Yes.